Good morning. This is Ann at Yarn Folk, and I'm trying something that has been on my mind for a while, which is to do a brief video recap of our weekly blog post, which also goes out at 8 a.m. every Tuesday morning to our email subscriber list. So those are other places where you can get this content, but I thought I'd do a quick video walkthrough. This week we opened talking about the Zoom we did with three of my good shop owner friends from other parts of the country. So we talked with Nancy from Knit Tapestry in New Jersey, Lucinda from Montuco in Sutton, Quebec, and Lisa from One City Market in Missouri. This was a chance for all of us to get together and talk about our yarn choices for Marie Green's 4-day knit along this year. The pattern is called Spill the Tea. And we talked about some of the fun things we've got planned for that, what we're using, different yarn choices that we've thought about and put together kits for. So you can find the link to that right at yarnfolk.com. It's right on the landing page there. There's a link to the replay. So if you missed that, you can still catch up. In our calendar section, we talk about some of the events coming up at Yarn Folk. Every Saturday, we have social stitching from 2 to 4 here at the shop. This month, we're doing work in progress bingo with Cerulean Orchid. Jean-Ann has created a fun month-long challenge where you mark off a bingo sheet. I have them at the shop, or you can also find them at ceruleanorchid.com. And different configurations earn you entries to get prizes. There's stickers, there's patterns, there's some gift cards, so that's a fun opportunity. This Saturday, June 15th, we will have Anita Austerhag here for a brioche class. The class is full, but there is a wait list. And in July, on July 3rd, the full pattern for the 4-day knit along with Olive Knits will release, and that knit along continues until the end of the month. And also in July, we're going to do a low-key Christmas stocking knit along. If we have ever talked about holiday stockings, you will know that I am a firm believer in addressing any needs you might have earlier than later. As for what's new in the shop, last week we restocked Malabrigo. Our wall of Rios was getting mighty picked over, and so we were happy to have that order arrive. There are a few colors that came in that we haven't had for a while. Lettuce is one of those. Lettuce is just such a beautiful mid-tone green. We haven't had cyan for a while, and Matisse hasn't been in stock in a little bit. So lots more there. Also got a little bit of Arroyo in, so if that's something you've been wanting to use for your spring and summer projects, we've got that in stock as well. We also talked about a yarn that is new to us in the shop. This is Rico Baby Dream DK, and it is a DK weight, 100% synthetic. So we don't have a lot of synthetics in the shop. When we do, they're blends with natural fibers. This one is 100% synthetic, and the reason why it earned itself a little bit of space on the shelves is that it has a fantastic hand when it's knitted up. I will be making a sample shortly, but I was able to feel some garments, baby things mostly, made from it while I was at H&H in Chicago this year, and it really has a nice feel to it. It also comes in these fun gradients. You can't always see with gradients everything that's happening with them, but some really nice attractive colors. They kind of do, a few of them do a self-striping effect, and the others do a gradient effect. So Rico Baby Dream DK is new. And we also have some new items from Twice Sheared Sheep. The work until tape measure is honestly kind of genius. You can see it has a stitch marker at the top, and then the measuring portion can be adjusted to whatever length. I think the maximum is 12 inches, might be 13. You can adjust it to how long you need it to be, and then you're able to just measure. You have a tape measure right there on your work. You measure from the little cross in the stitch marker to the end of the tape, wherever you've adjusted that to be. We also have some snag-free increase and decrease stitch markers. So these work like Twice-Shirred Sheep's row counter markers do, where as you complete a round, you switch you switch which ring you use for the stitch marker. So you would have to decide whether which way you're gonna do it, so that when you reach the marker, it tells you what you're about to do, or whether it reflects what you just did. But these switch between plain knit rows and either increase or decrease rows. This option has a little sheep and a llama, and then there's also one that has a bee and a ladybug. We also have a couple of different types of markers. These are the Melody clips. One of the things about Twice-Shirred Sheep's removable markers that are styled like this is that they are cast, as opposed to those little loop ends. How they used to make them was to basically just curl under a piece of wire, but they're actually now cast, so they are completely, they were already pretty snag free, but they're completely snag free now. So these come in sets of 10 markers, 2 of each color. And then we also have these little pearl snag-free markers. They kind of have a teardrop shape. The bejeweled portion is static. It's not something that swings around. It's more stable than some varieties are. And these are in a couple of different sizes. There's a medium, I think, that goes up to size 8, and then there's an extra large that goes up to size 15. We also have the Twice-Shirred Sheep Shorty cable needles. These are a little bit shorter than most cable needles are, and the benefit that offers you is that they're very easy to just stash in a cable after you've completed your cable crossing, and it'll just be there for you the next time you come around and need to do your cables again. In our inspiration section this week, I talked about how I chose the colorways for the 4-Day Knit Along featured kits. Featured kits are using Lamana Como. This is a new yarn in the shop. It is a very soft 100% merino sport DK, and it's part of their super light collection. So it actually weighs less than most yarns of this weight do. It's beautiful. It really is just a captivating yarn. So when it comes to the colorways, I had a notion one day I just got curious about what people were wearing to the Met Gala. I just wanted to look at some pictures. And while I was looking at those red carpet shots, I just started taking notes on the colors that I was seeing and kind of how they fit into the theme. And I decided to use that as my jumping off point for making the kit. So I'm just gonna show you here. I don't know how accurate our lighting will be this morning on video, but I'm just gonna show you the 5 colorways that I put together. So this first colorway is Anthracite, which is a deep heathered charcoal, combined with Pearl, which is this kind of very warm gray. It looks beige here, but it's kind of a warm taupe color. And there in the back on the left is Rose Quartz. And that is the softest, barest pink you can imagine. So as I'm showing you these, the color in front is the main color and the two others are the contrast colors. This is the combination I'm using for my shop sample. In the front is Pine, which is a dark green, and in the back are Azalea on the left and Mustard on the right. One of the things about the colorways at the Met Gala, we saw a lot of pastels, but also some deep moody colors, but all of the moody colors tended to be sort of deep greens, deep teal blues, blacks, charcoals. So that's another color choice there. This one kind of gives that overall pastel feeling. The theme of the gala was Garden of Time, so there were a lot of floral references in what people were wearing. So in the front, that color is, I think, lilac, and in the back is linden green, which is this kind of pale seafoam green, and then a color they call cream, which is a little bit darker than most colors that we see called cream. So that is that colorway. Over here, this is one of my favorites, honestly. In the front, the main color is Glacier Blue, and it's this soft, pale, heathery blue. And then the two contrasts are Basalt Blue and Macadamia. And the last colorway is, the color in front is called Amazonas, and it is this heather, deep teal color. Just really beautiful color. And the two contrast colors are copper and antique pink. So in the blog post, you'll see a collage I put together of some of those inspiration looks, and that's what I was looking at for our kits. We have other yarns in the kits as well. And last but not least, in the section where I always recap what we're currently working on for shop samples, I had a peek of our Spill the Tea sample that is in progress. At this point, I just this morning separated here for the fronts and backs. So I'm doing the last lace and color motif, and after that it'll be stockinette. Again, this is a vest, it's a V-neck, and the design combines a feather and fan lace pattern with some slip stitch and striping. So it's a really fun pattern to knit. The lace rows, it's about 8 rows of lace patterning, followed by the stripes. So there's a nice little rhythm that you get into. Again, the Como is absolutely lovely to work with, and with any luck, we might finish it this weekend. We'll see. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see if this happens again.